Alright folks, welcome to another beer review, and today we're going over to Poland, if I am correct. Yeah, it's got a .pl web address on there. So I don't know what the name of the brewery is. Is it Jasne Pełne? I don't know. I can't read it, and if you notice a bit of a cotton wool in here, I'm oozing out my right ear. Maybe it's brain fluid, and my time is finally up. No, I've just somehow developed a really smelly ear infection. Better than a yeast infection in other areas, but lower the tone. So, I will have all the correct information in the title, but this is Harnaś Jasne Pełne Prawdziwski Smak Piwa, and it's a so they've actually got the date printed on the can. It's like actually part of the label. Hang on, is that not? That's normal, isn't it? Don't be a dickhead, Peter. And this is 5.9% ABV. I think we need the light on, so that makes the video even worse. But yeah, terrible introduction from a terrible reviewer. 500ml can. This is one of a few beers that got picked up for me by my good friend Adam, aka Mercy Beers, who, as you probably were in the last couple of videos, I've probably mentioned him. We split a Cloudwater order, and on his way to pick up his side of the beers, he went to a big Eastern European supermarket and picked up some wonderful looking beers, including a 0.0% Radler, but it's like a cafe latte Radler, which I'm really intrigued about. So I cracked open me Carlsberg glass for this one, Carlsberg Export. I love the look of that glass. You know when Carlsberg went through that sort of like modernisation rebranding with Mads Mikkelsen and stuff. Lovely glass, and it's certainly a malty looking lager. Nice sort of a amber colour to it, nice clarity, foamy, just shy 2 things worth of head. Seems to have settled quite nicely. I don't know if I've had this before or not, if I've reviewed it or not. If I have, it's on the channel already. If not, then, you know, this is the first time having it. So it could be a fresh review or it could be a re-review, but I'm none the wiser nonetheless. So let's see what we get on the nose. Sorry, I was group chat on WhatsApp. Oh, musky, wheaty sort of grassiness. It's got a very light dusting and very subtle hint of like a freshly opened tin of baked beans, which I do find can occur quite a lot with some of the more Eastern European lagers, or a lot of sort of macro lagers in general, not to go down that slippery slope of making statements like that, but it's not offensive. It's very malty. It's got that sort of like sweet syrupy caramel aroma to it as well. Not light at all on the nose. So, not too sure what specific style. If it sounds like I'm out of breath, I am. I'm massively overweight and I've just watered the garden. Herbal. It smells interesting. Let's give it a taste. Cheers. And it's a little bit lighter than you expect from the colour. A little bit more vibrant. It's got quite a thick mouthfeel for a lager. It's a bit of an aftertaste though. I'm not going to lie. Isn't the most amazingly pleasant note, but it's far from unpleasant, if that makes any modicum of sense. Although the more I'm drinking it, the more it's building up. I don't know what it is, I always get the idea that after drinking beers like this, even though they're not a high ABV beer, I'm going to get a headache. I don't know what it is. It's probably a problematic stereotype that I have. But it's going to take me a little while to get through this one. I'm not going to lie. Not because it's offensive, not because there's any off flavours. It's just remarkably robust. And a little bit sweet, syrupy. It's a little bit sickly, but with a muskiness to it. It's not the best Polish lager that I've ever had, but I mean, I like his hat. That's what I will say, and my camera's actually recognising the face. But yeah, there's always, is it because I'm British and probably borderline racist? I'm not racist, by the way. I'm just saying that for the purpose of the review and to add humour. It's what I expect with these sorts of beers, and there's a little bit of a novelty to it. That's the point I was trying to make. And it's always good to just try them. Just try them when you go to your local, continental supermarkets or corner shops or little shops on whatever. We've got quite a big Eastern European community near where I am. And it always makes me laugh that people take issue with that. Do you know what I mean? I know people don't like it when you'll see like a group of Eastern European people like congregating and speaking in their mother tongue. It doesn't bother me at all. It really, really doesn't. Because we're not exactly great when we visit other countries, are we? We get annoyed when the French restaurateur, the French waiter doesn't speak English. We like that as, don't know, God, that's a very, talking about Europe and having your arm raised like that. I was rested on the Extractor fan. There's no connotations. This is getting very, very slippery. Very, very slippery indeed. But yeah, I don't have a big enough audience to be cancelled, so it's fine. But yeah, it doesn't bother me at all. We're falling into potentially problematic stereotypes, aren't we? Yeah, they form a backbone of a labour force where, I'm not going to lie, a lot of people around where I live are so fucking lazy and bone idle. I've swore for no reason. And there's plenty of factories and, Skelmersdale is a very industrial area. Some really big businesses in the various industrial estates, and but then again, there's a lot of lazy fucking shithouses who just have the opportunity to work in these places. I mean, I don't have the best job, but it's a job and it's money in my pocket. It's responsibility. I mean, God, I wouldn't even be able to afford my own house or flat. So that tells you the sort of economic situation I'm in. But I'm in a much better place than a lot of people. But I'm in a much worse place than a lot of people as well. But what I'm trying to say is, locally, there's a lot of foreign labour. That's what we shall say. Although it sounds like I am being ignorant when I say stuff like that. And not only are they, you know, doing jobs that quite a lot of people around here are too lazy or uppity to do, but when you do see like shops catering primarily to people who want a taste of like the beer from back home or local delicacies that we just don't have it here in the UK, then it's great for us, isn't it, as, you know, the UK populace, because we get to go to some really... Am I sounding like I'm digging a hole? We get to go to some really interesting shops, and there's interesting products that we would not usually get, aside from maybe overpriced in the supermarket international foods aisle. So I'm all for it. Do you know what I mean? But there's people who are very, very against it. And to them, I say, you've got no legitimate reason, you lazy twat. But, yeah, so the novelty. That, God, we've gone so far. I'm not putting my arm up there again. It's all right. I don't really feel like I want to finish it, to be honest. I think chilled down, it's hiding a lot of what could potentially be unsatisfying flavours. But yeah, very glad to try it. Thank you to Adam for kindly picking this up and some other interesting beers. Yeah, it's starting to get sickly now. But yeah, if you've tried it, let me know your thoughts, opinions down below. And yeah, I don't really know how to end this video. I feel like, even though I know I've not said anything bad, I feel like people could really interpret it as being something bad, which I'm not that way inclined. But I don't have to make excuses. That's a far right thing for people to say, isn't it? I don't know. Shut up, Peter, you dickhead. Bye-bye.